Buenos días. I am Señor Morris. And now that means, of course, Mr. Morris. I'll be your Spanish teacher for this year. Now we're going to try to do many different activities to learn Spanish, including looking at pictures, playing games, and singing songs. As a matter of fact, every class will sing a special song to greet each other. Let me show you how it goes. It goes like this. Now, some of you may already know this song. If you do, go ahead and sing along with me. If you don't know the song yet, just listen, okay? And see if you can pick out some sounds. Hola, hola, buenos días, bienvenidos, ¿cómo están? Todos juntos ya estamos listos para aprender. Hey, muy bien. Now we'll sing that song again, so don't worry if you didn't get it all that time, okay? Now what I hope to do in class is to teach you some things that you'll be able to use to speak to a Spanish-speaking person. And the best way for you to really learn these things is to practice them, okay? So you can practice with your classmates who are studying the lessons with you. You can practice with your teacher who's studying the lessons with you or speaks Spanish. You can practice with people who speak Spanish in your community. Or if you want to, you can teach some Spanish to your family and practice with them. Okay? Another thing that we'll be doing in class is learning about the ways other people live. Now think about it. Do you think that schools and foods are the same all over the world? No, of course they're not. People do things differently in a lot of places. And we're going to look at some of the things that they do differently. We'll also look at some of the things that they do that are the same as us, okay? This is called culture. Culture is the way people do things, and we have culture here in the United States, and other people have cultures too. Well, we'll examine some of the cultures of different people, and I think that you'll find it pretty neat. Now, if you don't feel like you understand everything that I'm saying in Spanish, don't worry, that's normal. If you already understood everything, you wouldn't need to study Spanish, and then I'd have to go out and look for another job, okay? We'll go over everything that I teach several times, and I'll show you a lot of pictures and things to help you understand. For example, let's start now, and I'll show you what I mean. Does everyone recognize what this is? Well, sure. In English, you know, it's called a calendar. En español es el calendario. El calendario. That's right. Now, knowing what we use this for, I'm going to tell you something. And I want to see if you can figure out or guess what I'm saying. Ready? Here we go. Hoy es martes. El 16 de septiembre. Did you get that? Hoy es martes 16 de septiembre. Now, depending on the date that you're watching this lesson, this date that I just told you may or may not be right. Did you figure out what I was talking about? That's right, the date. Now, if this isn't the right date, can you figure out what the date is? Okay, see if you can figure it out in Spanish. Well, the 16 de septiembre is the anniversary of a very special day in Mexican history. They call it el 16 de septiembre. That's right, it's a date, and similar in many ways to the holiday that we celebrate here in the United States of America on another date called the 4th of July. Does anyone know what we celebrate on the 4th of July? Raise your hands in your classes there. Raise your hand and tell your teacher if you know, what do we celebrate on the 4th of July? Did some of you say Independence Day? That's right, Independence Day. Well, today is El Día de Independencia in Mexico. El Día de Independencia. So, congratulations and happy 16 de septiembre to Mexico and the Mexican people. So have you understood what I've been talking about so far? Okay. Now, as we go through the year, I'm going to be telling you to do some things over and over again. And I'd like to tell you what those things are right now so that you'll know what I'm saying. One of the things that I'll say a lot is repitan. Repitan. And if you look at it, this word looks like the word in English. It looks like a word in English, and it's the same word in English that it is in Spanish. Now, when I say this, I want you to do something. Can you guess what it is? Raise your hand if you think you know. Tell your teacher. Teacher, if you need to put the video on pause, go ahead and pause me if the students want to respond. Repitan means repeat. Okay? Now, another thing that I'll say is escuchen. Escuchen. Now, when I say this, I'll probably do something like this with escuchen. Can anyone guess what that might mean? Raise your hand and tell your teacher if you want to. Escuchen means listen. Okay? Now, being able to guess is an important part of learning a foreign language and something that I'm going to ask you to do a lot of this year. Okay, I'm going to ask you to guess a lot. Finally, I'll tell you to pongan atención or presten atención. And this is something that your own teacher may tell you to do in the classroom. Okay? Now, when I say this, I'll probably do this with my hands. Pongan atención or presten atención. Okay? This means focus in or pay attention. Okay? Well, I'll tell you what. Now, let's start our lesson. We'll start with something called saludos. Saludos. Okay? Now, when the sun is just starting to come up in the morning and you see someone, you'd probably say, Buenos días. Buenos días. And that was the first thing that I said to you this morning. Buenos días. Well, if you've already had lunch and the sun is high up in the sky, you'd probably greet people by saying, Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Well, if the sun has gone down, or you're leaving someone's house in the evening, or you're going to bed, you'd probably say, Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Okay. Another thing that you might say when you're leaving is, Hasta mañana, or you might say, Hasta luego. And this kind of means, well, I'll see you tomorrow, or see you later. Okay. Ahora, repitan. Repitan. Buenos días. Buenas tardes. Buenas noches. Hasta luego. And you can wave when you say that. Now, to help you remember these greetings, we have a song that I'd like to teach you right now. In the morning, buenos días. In the afternoon, it's buenas tardes. And at night, we say buenas noches. Until then, we say hasta luego. Muy bien. Now, the words to this song and all of the songs that we sing during the year can be found in the teacher's guide or in the student resource notebook. If you have that, you can find all of the words to the songs and poems thing in there if you'd like to go over those other than when we're meeting together here in class. Now, when two people meet, they might say something like this. Hola, ¿cómo estás? To which the second person can answer. Well, they might answer in a couple of different ways. Let's look at some of them right now. Let's see this guy here. Oh, how do you think he's doing? Look, he's got a big smile going. The eyes are real happy. If somebody asked this person, ¿Cómo estás?, he'd answer, Estoy bien. Estoy bien. But that's not the only way to answer. For example, look at this guy here. Well, doesn't really have the big smile going. The eyes aren't turned up at the corners telling you that he's really happy. If somebody asked this person, ¿Cómo estás?, he might answer, Estoy más o menos. Estoy más o menos. But again, not everybody is feeling bien or más o menos. Look at this poor thing here. Oh, she doesn't look very good at all. Look at the mouth is turned down at the corners, wrinkled brow. The eyes don't look very happy at all. If somebody asked her, ¿Cómo estás?, she'd answer by saying, Estoy mal. Estoy mal. So, just like in English, there are a couple of ways that you can answer those. I tell you what, let's go ahead and practice what we've been discussing here. Ready? Repitan. Repitan. And you remember what to do now. Okay? We start off by saying, Hola, ¿cómo estás? Repitan. Muy bien. And then we talked about the different ways that people could answer. They could say, Estoy bien. Repitan. Estoy bien. But maybe if they're not feeling really estoy bien, they might answer by saying, Estoy más o menos. Repitan todos. Estoy más o menos. Or, and I hope none of you guys are feeling like this, somebody might say, Estoy mal. Repitan todos. All right. Muy bien. Now remember that I want you to practice that as much as you can with anyone that you can. Another thing that you might want to do is get a notebook to keep the stuff that you learn in Spanish in. Okay? So you might want to jot down what we've been talking about today to put into something that you can keep and refer to later on in the years we go through and learn new things. Right now, I'd like you all to review the greetings that we discussed today with this video. Ahora, presten atención y repitan, por favor. Buenos días. Buenas tardes. Buenas noches. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted? Estoy bien, gracias. Adiós. Hasta luego. All right. And we saw a couple more things there that you could probably figure out. Like when he says, Y tú. And you, how are you doing? And then when they say, gracias, you might have heard that word before. Yeah, it means thank you. Now, to go over what we've discussed today, I'd like you to look at the activity sheet called Saludos. It looks like this. Go ahead and start by putting your name up here at the top where it says nombre. Okay. Roberto Morris. There you go. Go ahead and write your name up here at the top. Now the directions say fill in the blanks with the vocabulary from the answer key. And these are the things that we talked about today. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Estoy bien. Estoy más o menos. Estoy mal. Well, let's see. The first one here. How do you greet people before lunch? Well, here's the sun coming up, and this is really a no-brainer activity sheet because it says right there, Buenos días. So I'd like you to go ahead and copy that onto the line. Buenos días. Now remember that if you see an accent in Spanish, that's very important, so write that down. One of the things I like to do is cross through the answers as I use them. And then down here at the bottom, ¿Cómo estás? You see, this guy got the big old smile. ¿Cómo estás? Oh, got the non-committal looking mouth there. And ¿Cómo estás? Oh, this person doesn't look so good. Do you remember those? You'll find the answers right up here on the answer key. See if you can decide which is the right answer for each of those faces that we see. Well, that's all that we have time for today. I look forward to our next class. Now, as we finish today's lesson, I'd like to share with you a favorite song of mine that we'll be singing throughout the year, okay? And again, the words can be found in the student resource notebook, and they're also in the teacher's guide. And they'll also appear on the monitor. Now, if you can sing along, please do so. You might recognize this. If you just want to listen this time, I understand, and that's fine. And teachers, if you want to, you can roll back the video and play it again so that the students can sing along once they're more familiar with it. The song is called Cielito Lindo, and it goes like this. De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Ay, 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 canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. We're going to practice that song again. You guys will probably be able to sing it pretty well by the end of the year. Now, as we leave, I'm going to tell you guys goodbye every time, and I'll probably tell you something like this, and you can say it back to me. Adiós y hasta luego.
Bye.